Good morning. Just want to say hi to everyone. Today I'm practicing simply being myself. Um, or it's also about releasing resistance to life and everything. So you can call that anxiety or fear. So when we are like, oh, I'm safe to be myself and breathe. And I'm not sure if everyone will understand what I'm saying. I'm a very sensitive person and emotional, and I guess growing up, I formed these tendencies of impulsiveness, anxiety, fear, and in a lot of moments in my life. So I'm learning also to kind of ignore or just see if something pops up in my mind, and no, it's not. And no, it's not me. And then also being with the space of awareness. So I'm also learning how to utilize my willpower of like, okay, with confidence, I feel like there's a difference between effort and will. Will is a little bit more natural and smooth. So like right now with my will, I'm going to keep my consciousness and my self around my body and not inside my body. And you'll feel more freedom. It'll feel more light and less dense when you do this. And it's actually really easy because it's who you are. So you just keep being who you are, and you'll feel that sensation of, oh wow, I'm watching myself do something as the awareness that I am. And you can also then feel your body at the same time, and feel your body in that space too. So you're going to feel more dense energy. Ultimately, this is an experience, and everything is God, everything is Source, everything is you. We're eternal, infinite beings. We are in these bodies to experience life. And one thing I've always kept coming back to is being yourself, being nice to yourself. And because when you learn to consciously create in the moment, you can make choices that are more for your highest good. And usually that comes from a place of heart or being kind to yourself. Realistically, yeah, the world has, options and different things to get into. So what I choose to do and what I choose to create with all my experiences is helping people. So I've learned a lot about physical health, and I'll read something. However, I have to experience it, usually firsthand. So I'm a little bit, and I feel like part of my ignorance and stubbornness is actually good, or part of a rebellious nature, because it allows me to really move through things and know for myself, okay, this does work, I'm going to do it. So I plan on helping people physically. When I say physically, taking care of the body or the vessel. When the vessel is operating more efficiently, things work out better. So I'm also choosing to teach people to understand who they are, what the world is, and how you can kind of like hack reality and get into a form, like remembering to get off autopilot and grab a leaf. So physical hacking reality from a new perspective of understanding spiritual insight that is very simple and non-complicated. So I've had so much experience, and really experience is where it's at to really create a solid foundation. And sometimes for me, I really gotta like root myself with effort or with will and say, this is it, stick with it, you know? Everything in life, if you look at something in life and you say, oh, that's not good, that part of me is not good, actually with the perspective change, it is good, or you could see it in a good way. Like for me, I've always wanted a lot of experience. I guess my soul desires a lot of experience. And through so many experiences and extremes, I've had the blessing of looking at things from so many viewpoints and perspectives. So spiritual insight, physicalness, learning how to hack reality. So being physically well in ways that a lot of people currently are not in tune with, spiritual insight, hacking reality, it just covers all these aspects of the self that I'm looking forward to bringing to people, and I'm pretty happy about. So let me show you these flowers. And another saying I came up with is, common sense is a helper, love is the answer, and fear is the liar. So if you really allow yourself, you give yourself permission, like I give myself permission to know that fear is a liar, because it really is. So, and it'll take practice. Once you start stepping into the mind as your higher self, your mind will be like, oh wow, this person, this consciousness is taking back the remote. You have the remote ultimately. A lot of the things we do are excuses, and just want to also say again, I'm not really into right or wrong. The universe is operating, and we operate with the universe. So those three things are going to help people. And I'm also planning on, let me remember what else I plan on doing for people. Waking people up to who they are, what they're capable of. I really have found great joy in that, and also asking people what do they desire. People are only ready for what they are ready for. So if someone just wants, you have to remember that experience will teach them. Like, I could talk to someone for a whole hour, say, okay, this is who you are spiritually, and then their minds intellectually will do their best to be like, okay, I get that, I can form a concept. However, as the world continues, the mind will change. In my opinion, who you are innately is ultimately perfect. It's not that you have to know something. Experiences are amazing. So like, I've had several profound experiences in my life that have shown me who I am and what reality in the universe is. So they're so powerful and beyond words, beyond the mind. They're basically, it's experience and life coming together in you, through you, and you're like, okay, wow, that's undeniable. That is the truth. Truly is. Even the mind will sometimes be like, oh, or an emotion will kind of hop in. And that's why I'm beginning to learn to ignore unnecessary mental chatter, because it's really not necessary. Why not just stay in stillness and peace? So experiences are wonderful, and people will have them. And I want to again say, I really want to be clear that I'm not saying for you to do anything or be someone, because the whole point is who you are right now is perfect. And with that perfection, you can look at other things as perfect, and you remember that you have the remote to choose what you want to do. And with the remote, you can take a second to pause and say, okay, I'm going to go over here and decide to clean this up, or I'm going to go